I try to always make sure that I understand that God is the one who gave me whatever I got, whatever people see. So you can't let yourself get too full of yourself like it's all you. You know, I get it from my mom and my daddy. And as far as the bike is concerned, you know, you just want to do something different. A lot of videos, mainly in Houston, is just kind of the same stuff. Everybody standing in front of a car, bobbing their head. You know, you try to want to do something. Everything you do, you want to have a concept to it. So I thought that'd be something that's kind of funny, fun to do. So. I mean, just the love of the music, just love doing what I do, and a lot of people, when they get into the actual art form of it, they love it just because they love it. But then the business side comes into it, and it kind of distorts how you feel about it because the business is so dirty. So you got to try to find the balance and try to make sure that no matter how bad business part of it is, you never lose sight of why you started doing it in the first place. When I was little, my mama might remember it, I would go ask her what a certain word means, and she'd say, go look it up. There you go. And I said, I can't just can't tell. It was like, he was just saying words, it's like, man, I never heard these words before, like that. So he was one of the ones who made me kind of want to start throwing big words. And even when I was young, I would just put a big word and that didn't even make sense. It just throw it in there because it sounded good. But when you get older and start learning the meaning of it, you figure out how to put it together. So, but the key to using, I guess, big words and trying to display vocabulary on a song, it have to make sense. You can't just be saying anything just to be saying anything. So you try to make sure that it makes sense because there's a lot of intelligent listeners out there that can break down what you're saying. So it can sound good on the surface, but then when they go back and rewind and dissect it, you sounding crazy if it's not making sense.
And again,
second question.
you are every rapper's favorite rapper. Don't ever think that. Most of these guys, well, a lot of these guys, they're not going to admit it, but you're like the foundation that they want to be, but you're not the mainstream cat, but you're like our king of the underground. And I would rather that, because you don't sell yourself out and you don't sell yourself short. And that's where you learn what your true fans is. You're not to me and Swift, I can say this for him too, you're not that here today, gone tomorrow rapper. And that's what I love about you. God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Give it a 4-4 boys one time.
No, I'm not doing that no more. There ain't gonna be no more 4s and 5s and 7s. Everything from them, we ain't going no more than 2. And 2 is pushing it. But I mean, it's so much to talk about, and there's things going on all around the world every day. If you observe your surroundings, a lot of people say, well, man, I got writer's block, and I don't believe in writer's block. I don't think that is it. I think that if you saying you got writer's block, you're just not paying attention to your surroundings because it's always something to talk about. I can make a freaking song about getting a bike stolen. Anybody can talk, you can talk about finding a nickel on the ground if you created with it. So that's the motivation to just try to keep pushing it, and to be different. You know, a lot of the rappers, we all know a lot of the rappers, 80% of them sounding like each other. Everybody's sounding just like everybody else. So you gotta ask yourself what you're gonna do to stand out. So if everybody's over here, what's gonna distinguish you from everybody else? That's my main motivation, just to do something that when people meet me, they say, man, I ain't never heard nobody say nothing like that. So that's the challenge.
How long it took you to write?
It took about 4 months to write everything out, because the way I do it, just like with the Big 7, I wrote, and shout out to K.O., he the one who named it the Big 7. When I first did that, he the one gave it that name. But I write everything first. get all the tracks, write everything first, then I go in the studio and lay it. So it's not just write one, do one, write one. Lay everything out, and then just go binge in the studio for maybe another month and a half, 2 months, and get it done.
I want to say this. He getting old because he used to do it faster than that.
He ain't lying.
If somebody was trying to outdo you and drop more than you did in one day, would you come back and try to outdo them?
Not now. When I was in my 20s, maybe early 30s, I might take it as a challenge, but if you come out with 8 or 9, you got it.
It ain't gonna happen.
I'm gonna give you one of these. That's a grind.
Mine was a two-part question, Reno. And I think you answered my first one with Tila Rock. And I'm sorry. Oh, I'm Shadow Ramirez. I'm Grimm's twin
SPCOG.
from Dope House Records.
SPCOG.
So first of all, I wanted to ask who motivated you to get in this game? I know for me it was what it was to get me in the game, which was you. And then second of all, do you remember your first rhyme? Like, was it an 8, 12, 16, or was it a 32? And if you do remember it, would you release it again?
Who motivated me? You know, I grew up listening to first raps I heard, like everybody else my age, was Sugar Hill Gang, and Curtis Blow, and all the way up into the Run DMC days, and all that. And that was my main motivation back then, just to do it, just trying to develop my style and figure out how I wanted to be. You know, those are the people up to KRS-One. When I heard KRS-One in like '87, I was blown after that. So all those people, Rakim, they helped like shape my style. And what was the second question?
Do you remember your first rhyme?
Oh, now I remember writing it, but I can't remember what I said.
Okay.
You know, but only thing I can tell y'all for a fact about it is that if you heard it in 2019, it'll sound like some Cat in a Hat. Like house, mouse, spouse, because it was real basic, and that's how we rapped back then. But one of the first raps I wrote when I was going to Thomas, when I was in middle school, and a friend of mine was rapping. I had one rap, and he was telling me, he came around me and he was looking sad, like, I'm like, what happened? He said, I just had a battle, and this dude just beat me and embarrassed me in front of everybody out in the little lunchroom area. So I was like, for real? And I said, okay, let me go see what's up. I had one rap, and I went over there, and I challenged the dude. And when I challenged him, he went first, and he got a little, you know, it was cool. Then I said my one rap, everybody went crazy, took off running, hollering, and screaming like that. And it was over with, you know, and then thank God it was over with, because that was the only rap I had. If he came back for a second round, I would have been in trouble. But I mean, but that probably was my first one, and it's like a drug after that.
Yeah.
You want to keep going.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Queen. For real.
Yeah, I wrote a whole lot of whack rhymes in my book. But the key is, if you're blessed enough to realize that it's whack after you write it, then nobody ain't gonna hear it. Because what I used to do, you know, I still stay up all night, but when I was young and I would stay up late at night writing, sometimes you be in that moment, and everybody who rap can relate to this. When you be in that moment, you might write something at 2 or 3 in the morning, and it sounds like the greatest thing ever. You wake up the next day and read it. Like, who wrote this? So you like throw it away, or it's always, even if you write a trash 16, it's gonna be 2 or 3 or 4 of them bars that you can still keep and use for something else. And then you just discard the rest of it. So yeah, I done wrote a whole lot. I still write whack lyrics today, because I jot down stuff. If I don't write a whole song, you could be anywhere and an idea come and you just write it to the side, I'm gonna get to it later. And before you know it, you might have a whole paper full of just scribbled up ideas. But out of those ideas, you look at 7 of them after a month and you be like, what was this supposed to be? So yeah, you write a lot of whack stuff, you just know what to use and know what not to use. Back
Like
in the
the
days,
process.
it used to be like that before pre-production, because we would go in the studio and make the beat on the spot. But you forget that you're on that clock, sitting in the studio, that studio time be $40, $50, $60 an hour, so you can't sit in the studio trying to come up with it or write the song. So when pre-production came along, if somebody could actually give you the beat in advance and you could write it at home, it's better. I prefer it like that, but sometimes, to be honest with you, every artist in here knows, you can come up with a concept before you even get a beat. You just come up with the idea. It's like, man, I got this idea, and you just lay it out. You can't wait for the beat. I'll find a beat later. So it's however it happened, that's how it happened. But when you get the track first, then it's easier to kind of build a song around the track.
Queen got a question.
What you got?
Why was there like little balls in your tires?
You know what? She asked why was it tennis balls and tires? Old school. Growing up, in my neighborhood, you have guys with bicycles, they might have tennis balls all the way around, circling inside the tires, with all the reflectors all on it like that. And back then, that was like the coolest thing ever to us. So when I made the song, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna incorporate tennis balls. I went to McGregor Park, I found 2 tennis balls, that's all I could find. And I didn't want to buy none, so I got 2 again. But that used to be the style back in the days, that's why we had the tennis balls.
All right, so I got a, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
I got a comment and a comment and a question, man. Well, I'm Kenyatta, so for those you don't know, but so thank you first and foremost for your efforts. You know, the great music. It's unfortunate that the mindset of today can't really fathom what you're putting out there. You know, it just is what it is. Sorry. However, T-Raz though, no, yeah. So, you know, for your humility and you know ARC, you know your involvement with LOC. I mean, just everything that you're a part of. And for those of you who don't know, K-Rino, man, then came out and spoke to the youth on more than one occasion when we called on the brother, man. He don't mind doing that. You know, we did a couple tracks together, man. Love it. And I use his music when I go to the juvenile detention centers and stuff like that and the penitentiary. I'll play his music because it's therapeutic. And then, fortunately, you got a song about anything you can think of. Like, there's nothing you don't have a song about, which I don't understand.
That's for real.
Like, I'm for real. Like,
That's for real.
it's like a Bible, you know, you can always, or a Quran, you can go to and just use those references in any discussion. You can do the same thing with your albums. You can like reference a song for somebody going through something or somebody bike getting stolen. You know, I got a song for that, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I appreciate that. So here's the question. When W.E.B. Du Bois and Carter G. Woodson died, part of their passing wishes were to create or to manifest the Africana or the encyclopedia, the black encyclopedias and dictionaries or whatever. So for K-Rino, the K-Rino in terms of your legacy, you know, and SPC legacy, are we gonna see a SPC shopping strip, kind of like a Nipsey Hussle strip like that? You know, are we gonna see an SPC shopping strip or SPC towers? What does the legacy of SPC look like and the legacy of K-Rino look like?
That's a great question. Well, I mean, I'm gonna need a whole bunch of people like y'all to start buying a lot more of my music. So I can invest the way I want to invest, the way I got it in my mind to do. But a lot of times, we can't always use that as an excuse because it's enough of us that think like we think that if we pool our resources, we could get something like that going. As far as my legacy is concerned, I mean, you really said it. You know, if I'm able to have something that everybody can relate to, any aspect of life, you can pull a concept from my catalog, then that's part of my legacy, in my opinion, what I think that people can benefit from. But outside of that, man, we just gonna keep doing what we do. And I have probably 98% of every song I ever wrote. I still have stuff from like 85, 84. I got the original of that stuff. I'm thankful that I never threw away none of my music. So I got all that, you know. I ain't giving it away, but I got it, you know. I hope I answered the question.
No, you did. We got it.
Where is Lyrical?
Where is he?
Yeah.
All right, do y'all know what he's talking about? No. Y'all know what he's talking about? Okay. I have,
Sorcerer?
right, I have what's called the Sorcerer Saga. Well, if y'all familiar with the songs I did, the Annihilation Machine, The Sorcerer's Den, Return of the Sorcerer, Identity Theft, all of these are storylines the same. It's like a bunch of Friday the 13th movies. It's different sequels. It's all sequels to this one storyline. And the nemesis that I'm dealing with in the storyline is the Sorcerer. I'm the wizard, he's the sorcerer. So we've been battling for what, about 9 years now?
Been a minute.
And he almost took me out a few times, and then I had almost took him out a few times, and I thought he was gone, and he came back, and I think I finally got rid of him. If y'all follow this stuff, I think he gone. I can't promise that he is.
Gotta buy
So
the
when
album.
he said Lyrical, that was referencing another song I did where I had to decipher the code of who it was I was dealing with, and Lyrical is sorcerer spelled backwards. So he asking me where he is. The last song we did, I think he did. I think I killed him.
But on one of the folk songs, I can't remember the name of it, where you were sleeping, battling yourself, couldn't that be him?
Okay, he talked about a song called Fighting the Force. Now, could that be him? We don't know. You know? We gotta wait and see, you know what I'm saying? So, we'll see. I can't say.